96.1 FM and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
I'm going to tell you something, people. I'm as fired up as a Kyle Turley spliff, brother. And you know what's going down after the last segment. Oh, man, I want to be down in Miami. They getting it on. Bikinis, spliffs, marijuana, football. It's a neuroprotectant, by the way. Football and marijuana go together. Think about it. You got to cram your head against somebody else. We just heard Turley tell you. That's a neuroprotectant. I mean, we got all these guys out there who are legitimate, real deal Holyfields. They got CBD stores going out the frame. And guess what we're going to do? On Johnny Radio's, Sports 56 Happy Hour with your boy, Johnny Radio, and your I call him my boy, Gabe Kuhn. That's kind of nice calling a 300, like a 6'4", 350-pound man, your boy. Hey, boy. Oh, I will end up being a pretzel one day, and somebody's going to come up here and hopefully find me. I'll be in the bathroom, I'm sure.
We've come close already.
Don't throw me in the restroom, okay?
We have come close already, all right? Our arguments sometimes,
You know, people really think we hate each other, which I think is hilarious. It really almost makes me chuckle.
I mean, I think we do hate each other for like split seconds. You know what I mean? And then it goes back to normal.
Back to just, loving each other. Like brotherhood, man. Family. When you really like somebody, think they're really cool. They got, I wouldn't argue with him. I can promise you that. I wouldn't give him the respect that I do and talk to him the way that I do if I didn't have immense respect for him. Sometimes I forget he's younger than me because, boy, he sure seems a lot more mature most of the time. But I'm very blessed to have a producer in Gabe Kuhn, and you can follow him at G_Kuhn71. You can call him at 901-360-8255. You get through him, you're on with us. And guess what? We are on Sports 56, the original Gangster AM, 2 FM dials. And again, I like to remind all of my people out there, Sports 56 WHBQ on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Periscope, and YouTube. And when you go to our website, Eli Savoy's down in Miami. He's doing things for the big game that you wouldn't believe. They got interviews out the frame. He is working it up in San Francisco and Kansas City. It's going down for real. So, it has me a little bit fired up. And in this first segment, I just want to let you know, we're going to talk about Dan the Man. And I'm going to surprise y'all because I surprised myself. I got in an argument yesterday and it was great. Because when I get in an argument with people, for some reason, I love to be right. Is that shocking to y'all? Is that shocking to you, Gabe?
Absolutely not. No, definitely not surprising.
And I had this guy trying to tell me that he heard my show the other day, and he was like, I can't believe you tried to compare Pat Mahomes to Dan Marino's career. And I kind of looked at the guy and said to myself, well, like, I didn't have any stats in front of me. And that day that I was comparing him, I wasn't throwing out numbers. You know what I mean? I was just saying Dan Marino, when he came out, was the greatest quarterback I'd ever seen in my entire life. I was a Dan Marino fan. Just going to be honest with you. When that man came out of Pittsburgh and went to Miami, and you got like Don Shula on the sideline, you got Dan Marino, you got the Isotoner gloves commercial every year at Christmas, you got Duper and Clayton catching balls. They're doing there's awesome things. And this dude had a release that was so fast. I mean, his arm would be at his ear hole, and the next thing you know, it'd be 35 yards down the field in somebody's hands. Duper, Clayton, whoever. He was amazing. And a lot of people were saying to themselves, and this person specifically told me, that Dan Marino and Mahomes, their careers don't even mirror each other. And I looked at the guy, and you know what I literally said? And I said, and meth isn't bad for you. And I was being very sarcastic. And just to prove that to you, because if y'all don't know, have y'all seen that poor guy lately? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I saw it this morning, man. I wish I wouldn't have, though. We had a Delonte West situation, and now it's the goalie from Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks goalie is a meth head. Are you joking with me? It makes
Goldberg, man. Come on.
Dude, seriously. And by the way, did that look like him?
No.
No. So can I just
It's
tell
a
you a
different
little
human
secret?
being. It's a different human being.
It takes a human being and turns you into almost a reptilian, nasty looking. It destroys your body. Whatever you do out there, kids, I will never sit there and say, don't smoke pot when you're 21. But I will never, ever, ever say do drugs. And I'll only say do it in legal states, by the way. Make sure you don't do it in your car either. Your car is a false sense of security for young people. Anyway, point is, a lot of stuff has gone down. I don't even know how I ended up mentioning the meth person, but I basically was just saying, I do, because I thought the guy who said that the career of Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino don't mirror each other. And I'm hoping that they don't. And I don't know if the guy was absolutely like saying that, hey, Dan Marino made it to the Super Bowl in his second year and never made it again. I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to make it. Maybe that's what he meant. Doubt it. I don't think he knew what the heck he was talking about. But can I tell you a little secret? Patrick Mahomes has this little thing in his first year and his second year. You can look it up. In his first year, he was this thing called the MVP of the league. Baller, shot caller. And I'm talking about the first year he started. Yes, we know he sat behind Alex Smith, and Andy Reid helped breed him to become the quarterback that he was. I always think it's great for a quarterback to sit and learn. It is important. You need to adjust to the speed of the game from your freshman to your varsity, from varsity to college, from college to pro, from pro to basically nowhere else in hell. You know, just that's the Hall of Fame, babe. Sorry. Didn't even mean to get there that quick. But anyway, what I'm basically saying is, look at the numbers, people. And y'all want to laugh at me? This game, San Francisco is playing Kansas City in Miami. Where did Dan Marino play? Holy bleep. He played in Miami. Tell me there's not a parallel there. Oh, so you don't want to see that? So let me just pull out the numbers. So the first 2 years, I want you to check this. Do you know in the first 2 years of starting, Patrick Mahomes was 31 starts, went 24-7? Do you know Dan Marino had 25 starts and went 24-1? Not far off. Now, Dan Marino, I mean 21-4. I'm sorry. Did I say 24-1? I'm dyslexic. Yes. I do that all the time. 21-4. I got to look at that a lot closer than I realize what I say. I got to pay attention when I look at numbers. Wish y'all, being dyslexic and colorblind is a pain in the keister. And I do a radio show. Tell me this world ain't crazy. But anyway, for real, this man started, and I'm talking about Mahomes, 31 games. You had my man Marino start 25, 24-7, 21-4. Marino, 62.2% of his passes were completed. He threw 68 touchdowns to 23 interceptions for 7,294 yards. That is sizzling. That is eye-damn-conic. Is it not?
Absolutely it is.
That's like get up. Get up on the dance floor. Let's do that thing. Dan, baby. We in Miami. Let's do it. We got to get 9,412 yards. Can we just say that's a smidge better than Dan Marino?
A smidge.
Mr. Isotoner. Mr. I put on my gloves, baby. I get my lineman isotoners every year because that's the kind of man I am. And by the way, just so you know, if my quarterback bought me some isotoner gloves, he'd be getting slapped with them. How you like that, Dan? You on all these TV commercials, you buy me an isotoner? It's probably why I had those knee braces. But anyway, I'm sorry. A little Dan Marino stuck in my chest. But I want to remind you about the symmetry of this. This game is in Miami. I told you about the numbers. I told you about these two men being iconic. Marino, when he came out of Pitt and he went to Miami, he had the quickest release I'd ever seen in my entire life. This dude got rid of the ball so fast, and he was so deadgum accurate. I was a Dan the man. I was crazy. I loved him. I loved Shula. I loved it. Don and Dan. It was awesome. But Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, what they're doing is arguably better than the historic Shula and the man himself, Dan the bleeping man Marino. They're playing in Miami, but this is the one thing that scares me. Marino, and y'all are going to laugh at me, and y'all are going to sit there and say, this is where John's crazy, and I'm going to say, no, I told you this back then. You would have said I was crazy, but look what happened. Dan Marino made the Super Bowl in his second year. He was the best player on the football field, period. There wasn't anybody better. He had one of the best coaches in the league. Do you know how many times Dan Marino played in the Super Bowl after year two? Never. Never. If I would have told you that Dan Marino was never going to play in another Super Bowl and he was going to get one shot and they were going to lose it, you would have told me, John, you are smoking crack. You are just like that goalie on meth and Tyrone Biggums having a rock party. I don't know. Eugene Robinson down in Atlanta picking up ladies. But what I'm trying to say is, realistically, as we look at this game, it's growing so fast. And what I think maybe you're missing in the parallel that I'm trying to draw here is Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen, even better than the great Dan Marino when I was a little kid and I wanted to be him. That was the person that I aspired to grow up to be. And I promise you this, I still to this day am shocked that when I watched Dan Marino play in his first Super Bowl, I never saw him play in another one. Like, I thought it was just the beginning of this guy's, it was a Hall of Fame career, but I thought he was going to be the Joe Montana. I didn't know that you were going to have, Mr. Walsh and Mr. Montana and George come in and Young, and you didn't know you were going to have Aikman and Emmett and the boys come in and do what they did. So you didn't see all this stuff coming down the pipeline is what I'm trying to say. And as I sit here today and I look at this, I feel like we're living in a Patrick Mahomes world, and we're waiting for this guy to go just dominate Jimmy G and the San Francisco 49ers and get his place in history. But do you know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of the fact that Andy Reid was literally one win in the NFC Championship game and his 0-1 in the Super Bowl. And he's played 15 deadgum seasons since that last Super Bowl. And he goes out to Kansas City, and they've had a heck of a team for a long deadgum time. You look at Sean Payton down there with Drew Brees. They're talking about getting rid of Drew Brees and go with Taysom Hill. But in the last decade, they got one ring with Drew Brees. Obviously, getting a ring ain't as easy as people make it seem to be. Super Bowl is about team and not just an individual. And a person who reminded me is once you drop that huge paycheck on Patrick Mahomes, he literally is going to have to go Aaron Rodgers and put that team on his back. He's literally going to have to go Russell Wilson and put that team on his back. He's literally going to have to be the team. Is he going to be able to do that? So that's why people are laughing at me, and that guy laughed last night, that this might be. I don't know if it will be. He could go on to have a Tom Brady-esque career and become the GOAT. Or this could be his best chance ever at winning a Super Bowl because of the salary structure and the way it's set up. Think about that. And don't tell me I'm crazy because I look at it and I look at history, and I look at my guy, Dan Marino, and I see such a similarity, especially with it being in Miami, especially with the numbers being what they were. And they were the two hottest young quarterbacks I had ever seen. The thing that's fascinating, do you know who the hottest quarterback? There's Aaron Rodgers, who's right there at number 4. Do you know who's right there in between them? This guy named Jimmy Garoppolo. Shockingly, he just quietly is your porn star Jimmy. But he's a damn winner. He's got a pretty good defense. He's got a great coach. And this is going to be one of the more fascinating big games you have seen in a long time, and I can promise you that. And if y'all want to call me crazy, call me crazy. But, man, I promise you, I feel like I was a child and I read this book. And for people like Don Wade, who come on here over at the Daily Memphian, who I love reading his work, great guy. He's a Kansas City fan. It's been, what, 50 years they were in the Super Bowl?
Long time.
I mean, seriously, they've waited a long time. And a lot of people, I keep hearing that this is the start, that they're about to pull off a three-peat or all this. Dude, the league is not designed for you to go on what the Cowboys or what the 49ers did back in the past. Like, look at how fast Seattle's window was. Patriots are an anomaly. Look at everybody else, people. Look at that Tampa Bay team. Look at that Raiders team. Look at all those great teams that we've had. Look at Peyton Manning's team with the Colts. How many chips? Look at the Saints. How many chips? So what I'm trying to tell you is, as you laugh at me and say that there is nothing to worry about, this is the beginning of many. I hope you're right. But I will tell you, Dan Marino will say, enjoy this. This could be the last time that you play in the big game. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will ever have another Super Bowl ring. And I don't think he will, honestly. But I can promise you one thing. After he won his first Super Bowl, I bet you $1 million he didn't think it was going to be his last. The NFL is a different animal. And when people wake up quicker to see that, I think people will be quicker to actually look at history and see how how the league has become, how it's growing, where it's going. And I think people will be quicker to sit there and say that word dynasty. Like, the word dynasty is thrown around so easily. The Patriots were a dynasty. Outside of that, who in the National Football League in the past decade have been a dynasty?
The Niners had a nice little run. Bill Walsh, Joe Montana.
No. Decade. Just decade.
Oh, in this decade?
I'm talking about, with the new salary structure, the way that they wanted you to
It's
go
been the
from last
Patriots.
to first.
That's it.
Outside the Patriots.
But at the same time, I don't know if you can have necessarily two dynasties running at the same time, because one has to usually be the successful one. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think there's now, the reason this is a conversation.
That was awesome, but back then, but that was also, there was a different salary structure. What I'm saying, though, is this is the reason I keep trying to say this, and maybe I didn't preface this in the beginning. Mahomes is about to get so much money that how the heck are you going to keep that 4-2 speed all over the place and solidify a weak defense? That's what I'm saying. So for all those people that are saying that he's about to go run off 4 Super Bowls in a row, look at the salary structure. Because of money, you can't keep 4-2, 4-3, 4-4 and a Superman and then fill in the defense when you're giving their quarterback $130 million.
I think time will tell with this one, but the reason this is a conversation is because there is seemingly an opening for a dynasty at this point, with the Patriots and Tom Brady not being what they used to be.
Is what I'm saying.
But that's the conversation.
Yes, that is the conversation, and I would hope people will look at history, reality. And by the way, Gabe, thank you very much, because I don't know if I explained it well enough, but that was what I was trying to get out, get by, and I think you kind of pulled that one out. I was using Dan Marino, and I was using Patrick Mahomes, because Dan Marino, in my thought, and they didn't even have the salary structure the way it is now. I thought there is no way in heck this man makes a Super Bowl
But also,
in year 2.
when we're
he's
talking,
going to win so many games, it's not even funny.
when we're talking about the Patriots, the dynasty of the 2000s, they didn't use the normal salary structure.
No, they did not.
Tom Brady has had basically descending
pay cut,
contracts.
Because, man, when your wife makes $300 million, you can kind of chill. And plus, when you're getting money from TB12 and all your other, like when you make more money outside of football than you actually do playing football, you can do that.
But look, I think it's yet to be seen. But we had this talent we're seeing in Patrick Mahomes is honestly generational. I'm just going to be real. It's incredible to see, and I think it's too early to tell. If he gets one now, it'll be good going down the road. Andy Reid, I think, is way overdue.
Way
for
overdue.
a Super Bowl.
So is Spags, man. Steve Spagnuolo. I mean, come on now.
Spags as a head coach, though, that always throws me off. He was always a decent D coordinator, but him as a head coach was less than ideal.
Yeah, well, I will just remind you the interesting thing about it was it Miami and the 49ers? Anyway, doesn't even matter. I know Dan, when he lost, it was hard because, again, what I'm trying to say is, at that time, if you went on the radio the next week and said Dan Marino will never get a Super Bowl ring, you're crazy. But the reason I bring this up is because there is a question right now. Do you know that you can bet in Vegas right now? As of now, what do you think the total is? Super Bowl rings. What would you think it is? How many Super Bowl rings Pat Mahomes will have? Over what? Over and under.
2?
It's 1.5. It is. Good job, CJ. I heard CJ. It is 1.5. But guess what? You have to lay to go over 1.5. That means he has to win 2 Super Bowls. You have to lay 3-1. Think about that. You got to lay 3-1 for dude to win 2 Super Bowls? How many guys have won 2? Come on now. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I'm just trying to say, enjoy what you got going on. People, look at what's going down. Understand the salary structure. Don't laugh at me. And Patrick Mahomes, I hope this is the beginning of something. Heck, I don't even know if he's going to win because this defense and Jimmy G are pretty good themselves. I think it'll be a high-scoring, unbelievable affair. But nobody's career, in my opinion, in the first couple years have been more similar than Dan Marino, and this game is being played in Miami, than Pat Mahomes. And the interesting thing is, Dan made it to 1 and lost. Oh, I sure hope that is not Mr. Mahomes' fate. But you know what? I'll tell you one thing. If that is his fate, he's got Chad Gatlin, I'm sure, from MemphisFarmers.com. Because home, rental, life, anything that bad that comes your way, he will take care of you. He is the man, the myth. He is the living legend. He is MemphisFarmers.com. Check him out. I love him. You love him. We all love him. MemphisFarmers.com. My good buddy Chad Gatlin on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work, and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Get to Holly Chevrolet in Marion to take advantage of great deals during Holly's 2020 kickoff sale. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 plus $1,000 bonus earnings. Or get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Chevy Equinox plus a $500 cash allowance. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers. And never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at Exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis, and online at hollychevrolet.com.
2020 Chevy Silverado 1500, stock number N4007. 2020 Chevy Equinox LT front-wheel drive, stock number N4074. 0% financing on approved credit. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Must qualify and finance with GM Financial and have a 2005 or newer GM product. Prices do not include tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 2320. See dealer for details.
Progressive presents Get Pumped. Inspiration to help you do insurance stuff.
Hey, are you just gonna stand there and let people not give you credit for being a good driver? You deserve discounts on car insurance, and that's what Snapshot from Progressive is for. So why aren't you signing up? You need music to get pumped? Hit it! Drum solo! Ow, that hurts my fingers.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
Kansas City and San Francisco are headed to the big game, and Sports 56 will be there.
Wide open, George Kittle, out of this world, touchdown Kansas City.
Join Eli Savoy live from Radio Row in Miami for Sports 56 middays and throughout the day, Tuesday through Friday. Get all the latest news and hear guests from around the league previewing the matchup. Coverage of the big game on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 is presented by the Big Green Egg, Olive Branch Motorsports, and also brought to you by Memphis Tourism and Sports Council.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
What's up? Welcome in a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Y'all know who I am, Johnny Radio, and I'm just so glad to be talking to you on this unbelievable week, and I'm so glad that I got my buddy Gabe Kuhn with me. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. Follow me at Johnny_Radio.
You know, do they know why they follow me? Do they know why they need to follow me?
Because well, one, you send out the show, and you're funny.
That's the big thing. I tweet. Yes, I tweet, but you know, I also give you a rundown of what we're going to
Everything we're going to do.
Every single day. Very important. It shows our stream. Wave to the camera, John. Wave to the camera.
Hey.
For those that watch us on Periscope,
that's me. I'm
Twitter, Facebook. Cute is not the adjective I would use, but
sexy, okay. I wasn't going to say it.
All right, I'm turning off my mic now.
But no, for real. Gabe, you do need to follow him because I'm dead serious. Without him, I'd be lost. But I will tell you one thing. I loved the Cheech, I'm blind tweet that you sent to me yesterday. That's what I'm saying.
I'm blind.
I'm blind. You will get some of the funniest things.
Is that a Hardwood story you're going to bring up today?
Yes, I will. And
okay.
If you're a Memphis fan, though, I'm sorry, Christian Fowler? Is that who it is?
Yes.
Back in the right now football season's over.
In the day.
It seems like it was a long time ago. Yeah, I'm sure it will start up again next year. But I will tell you one thing. Talk about me getting ready for a show and making it easy and getting to know the Memphis football team. Those two men did such a fabulous job. You definitely need to check them out. Follow Christian, follow Gabe. And I'm telling you, check that out if you're a Tiger fan. Unequivocally, some of the best work I've seen in a long time. Being serious, and that's not even a joke. But also, yeah, so thank you. But now, I got to talk to y'all about some very important things. Now, we have this little game going down. It's going down for real. But I'm going to tick off some people. You know why? Because I like it. Now,
we're not going Eli with this, are we?
No.
Okay.
I like to.
Let's tick off some people then.
Can I just listen? I have friends. I'm gonna first and foremost, I need to throw this out there. No, actually, I'll tell it afterwards. But first and foremost, I want to say, how'd them balls look last night? By the way, what the bleep happened in college basketball last night? Did anybody pay? What is going on in the world of college basketball right now? The Tigers, by the way, do y'all realize? I don't know if even people realize that they are only a one point favorite. Did you know that, Gabe?
I did because I looked at it this morning.
Oh, okay. I have a question in all honesty. What would you feel more comfortable throwing your money on right now? The Tigers or Central Florida?
No comment.
That's not a very good thing to say.
I would feel more confident in the Tigers, no doubt. I just think the talent's there, but we know what they've done. Last game, it looked so good for about, I don't even know, 75%
36
of the game.
minutes. I mean, they only led 2 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds,
And then they let the other team,
I don't wanna
SMU
talk
in this
about it.
case,
Go
go
5
on a
minutes without scoring.
15-0 run to win the game. And then what they
I would
did
have put out
against
my
Tulsa,
Isaac gloves and slapped everybody.
last time they were on the road, they got killed by a matchup zone that Frank Haith ran at Tulsa, and it was 80-40. So, look, I think they need to win this game. They have the talent to win this game, but look, man, this Tigers team needs to get back on track somehow.
How much love and how much respect? Do you have a G that you think you would throw down on there? People out there, what do you think? You got enough faith in the Tigers to drop a G on them? I don't. Just gonna be honest. There ain't no way.
But what about those Grizzlies, man? What are you talking about?
You know what?
That's where the smart money's at.
That's where I'm ending it. Because by the way, what the Grizzlies did to Denver, they made Vegas so rich, and they helped me out a lot last night. Thank you. This guy I know took the Grizzlies. But do you know that 83% of the money from where I was came in on Denver? Only 17% on Grizzlies, because did you know they were favored over the mighty Denver Nuggets? And do you know what Ja did? And basically the Grizzlies did? They just said, get the bleep out of my house. You know what I mean? From the get-go, there was never a point. There was a little point maybe in the end of the third, some of the fourth that you were thinking, don't let them try to come back. But then they slapped him right back down.
You know what throws me off, and I tweeted about this last night? This Grizzlies team, like, with how young they are.
Dude, the way they're playing right now.
Did you imagine any sort of consistency? I imagine them winning games they weren't supposed to, but I also imagine them losing games they're not supposed to lose. But at this point in the season, man, they're on a 9-1 run. They are playing a consistent brand of basketball. John Morant's been sensational. Dylan Brooks.
Jaren Jackson.
But also Dylan Brooks. We've had the conversation about if he's a long-term piece. The way he is scoring the ball right now is at a different level.
All right, here's the question. This is where I'm so glad that Zach will be making, like, Kleiman, and others will be making decisions. By the way, can we also give a little bit, and I'm not talking about Justin Timberlake, or everybody knows him as Taylor Jenkins. But at first, TJ and JT, they messed that up a long time. You know what I mean? Plus, he didn't have a wiki page. But can I just basically say Taylor Jenkins is slowly, like, TJ is coming up to being, I'm not saying it's there yet, but in a couple years, if Ja and Trey J and those boys keep doing their thing, TJ could be as popular as JT. Tell me I ain't crazy, as long as they don't fire him, because if you start having a lot of success, they seem like they used to fire you back in the day. But do you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Taylor Jenkins, does he not deserve a ton of credit?
He is absolutely earning his keep.
And I'm going to get hit in the face for as much as Penny Hardaway was deemed the next successor, the greatest coach in history, college basketball's super freak. And I still believe he has an opportunity to do amazing things. And I still think he is a great coach. And he was very, very, very popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody and their grandmother knew who he was and had nothing but respect for him. And he's done a good job at Memphis. And tonight's a huge game. Yes, they lost by 40, and then they couldn't score in the final 5 minutes and change, almost 6 minutes, and I almost threw up, and that was the hardest game. Honestly, it's the worst I've felt in a decade leaving that arena. And I say that because I feel like I've been hurt before like that. but I can't exactly remember when, because that was one of the most painful losses as a fan. And I was lucky. I wasn't sitting with the media. I had a friend give me amazing seats. So I was sitting down with all the fans right there. So for a quarter and a half, and a quarter and 2/3 of that one, do you know that everybody was dancing in the street, partying, like everybody was celebrating, and we're like, we knew Penny was good, and oh, look how great Penny's doing, and blah, 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 and everybody was back to being happy, and then when it fell apart, it was like, I'm going to throw up in my mouth. But I will say this, is Penny has been the darling of this city, and he will always be a darling of this city. I do think that Taylor Jenkins, as much as Ja Morant's getting love, and Brandon Clark and Trey J, and just everybody, this guy, I want to ask you something. Did you see the very end of the game the other night? Did you see the motion that they had? I was reading some also, Peter Edmondson's tweets during the time. And if you would watch it on the court, the way they move, the way they set screens, the way they're always doing something, it's like they are one giant brain together. 5 men thinking the same thing. And you know what that is? That's a credit to your coach.
You have 2 rookies, 2 second-year players.
And they should be getting schooled by the Denver Nuggets.
And they come out at the end of a game, right, and the execution and the consistency is what I have to point to with this team. And you did not expect it coming into the year at all.
Nope.
So Taylor Jenkins is doing a hell of a job in year 1.
Yeah, so TJ, I won't be calling you JT anymore as a joke, okay? Justin Timberlake, only thing that dude can sing and dance. You got a team that's singing and dancing in the exact same rhythm, and they're beating the best. And I said this at the beginning of the year. I thought 25 wins might be difficult for this young team and this new coach that nobody knew anything about. Holy cow. Does anybody know what their record is? 23-24, third in the Southwest Division, 1 game under 500. Yeah, no joke. And guess who they get to play the next? The worst team in basketball, the James Dolan losers. Yeah, they call them the Knicks now. I don't know what else you call them.
You know what else makes me laugh, too? You know how they signed Bobby Portis, power forward, been good with the Bulls over the years for 1 year, a $15 million contract. That's not small money. I know it's 1 year. They just sent him down to their G League affiliate, man. That team is in shambles, and they have been forever. The Knicks are just, it's hard not to feel bad for Knicks fans at this point.
No. For me, it's not, because I have never.
Well, James Dolan,
that's what I was going to say.
But the fans.
Okay, yes, the fans, I will give you that. But when you throw out Oak Tree, and when you throw out other fans, and when you talk the way you talk, and then when you find out that this dude paid $15,000 to play New Year's Eve at this bar, you're like, what a loser.
Sell the team.
Like, dude.
Sell the team.
You're just, do you not realize the guy literally was born on home plate and thought he hit a grand slam? No, Holmes. You are nothing. James Dolan's a loser, but Keith is called in at 901-360-8255. What's up, Keith?
Hey, guys. How you doing today, man?
Oh, man, just enjoying life out here. How are you doing?
Oh, man, I can't complain, man. I'm loving life. But definitely, I wanted to chime in on the Grizzlies. I'll be the first to say I'm not a Grizzlies fan.
Okay.
But I am from the Mid-South, and watching them play has just been, very exciting. I mean, kudos to the coaching staff and coaching those guys, coaching those kids. It is awesome what they're doing, considering how young they are.
No, it really is, and that's where I was talking about. I don't know if you heard me talking about Taylor Jenkins and stuff, and this is a guy who didn't have his own wiki page. I thought it was I didn't know much about him, but what he's been able to bring out of Ja Morant and Brandon Clark and Dylan Brooks and Jaren Jackson Jr. And what I'm saying is the team is 1 game under 500. They were playing out of control, and they just beat the Nuggets.
Absolutely.
The Nuggets 104-96, and let's just be real. That was an 8-point win, but it was really just a butt whipping, if you want to be honest with you.
It really was the way that they own them, and that's the best way that I can put it.
From the tip.
Exactly, and watching those, and they're kids to coach. I'm older, of course, but watching them get coached, the coaching and the enjoyment, and I'm sure that's what it's all about. They're out there having fun and they're winning. But another thing I wanted to chime on really quick, man, what in the world is going on in college basketball, bro?
Like I said, man, I ain't gonna lie to you.
No one's good.
Go ahead.
Like, I'm at a loss for words. I watched Ole Miss last night.
They had to go double overtime with Auburn.
Exactly.
What about Florida State losing to Virginia? They couldn't even score 60 points. They got 51 points on Virginia. This is Florida State, who was ranked 5th in the country.
I can't even explain.
I mean, it's like, and by the way, I do have to say one thing, and I forgot to bring this up. I want to ask you this before we go to break, and I do have to, if you want to hold through, I'll let you. But is Coach K get an opportunity? Does he get a pass? Because I thought last night he might have been the biggest you-know-what to tell your fans to stop booing.
It wasn't a boo. You know what it was?
They were telling him to come and sit in their stands.
Yeah, he was saying, sit with us. They were literally...
They weren't rude.
They had a chant. Maybe it was trolling a little bit, but they were actually acknowledging the fact that he's part of the Duke family. And Coach K is 72 years old. Okay, that's all I can say. It was a get-off-my-lawn moment, and I think we need to leave it at that. He needs to control himself, because that was not okay.
Getting too many opportunities, I think, lately, where because he is Coach K, I think the way he treated the Cameron Crazies was stupid. I will address this on the other side, so I think that you would very, very wisely not touch that dial unless you go to MemphisFarmers.com and see my friend Chad Gatlin on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Did you learn your ABCs when you were a kid? Well, as a grown-up, it's time to learn your CBDs, as in CBD edibles, oil tincture, pain cream, and beauty products, all found at Your CBD Store. With 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, North Germantown Parkway, and Goodman Road East. You'll find all natural, organic, and non-GMO products. Need to learn more? Your CBD Store has a knowledgeable and friendly staff that can answer questions, help with choices, and put you at ease about your CBDs. Your CBD Store with 3 locations, Poplar Avenue, Cordova, and South Haven. Your CBD Store, making it as easy for you as ABC CBD.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. For more than 26 years, they've supplied all the diesel parts that you need. From simple repairs to complete overhauls, they have it all. Whether it's heavy, medium, light duty, agricultural, marine, or off-road, Mid-South Power is the leading source for all things diesel. Fuel injection, turbochargers, engine parts, alternators, starters, and brakes, they can supply all the parts and services you need. Stop in today at 3250 Mill Branch Road in Memphis or call 901-396-0710.
That's the sound of NyQuil Severe hard at work. NyQuil Severe is the best sleep with a cold medicine. No tossing and turning, just rest and recovery. So you're ready to take on tomorrow. For powerful relief of your worst cold and flu symptoms, try NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hewlett & Dunn, nestled on Old Town Square in Collierville, has 4,000 square feet of the largest boot selection in 200 miles. International boot legends Luke Casey, Double H, Red Wing, Ariat, Justin, and Tony Lama. Hewlett & Dunn has rubber hunting boots by Dry Shod, and recently has expanded the selection of safety work boots. Filson Hunting Gear, biggest selection in 3 states, and now carrying Duckhead. Western wear, hunting attire, jeans, belts, hats, and more at 111 North Center Street, Collierville on Old Town Square. You need to stop by Hewlett & Dunn, you bet your boots.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings & Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings & Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings & Grill.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die.
I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. Oh, man. Right now, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you ain't feeling like that at all. If you're a Tigers fan and they drop Central Florida tonight, yeah, you're going to feel like that. It's going to be painful. I will tell you, though, man, last night, again, weirdest night in college basketball, and I talked about it for a minute. Took 2 overtimes for number 17, Auburn, to put away Ole Miss. Yep, it sure did. And guess what else? Tennessee, who had been playing so good and was a double-digit favorite, lost at home by 5 to sorry Texas A&M, who now is 1 game above 500. Congratulations, Tennessee. The mighty Florida Gators at home. Sorry, Mississippi State went down there and dropped them 78-71. And then Cincinnati, that SMU team that was burying threes all over the Tigers' face, and the Cincinnati team that lost to Memphis, they fell by 22 to Cincinnati. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on, but I'm freaking out. And Richmond, who was only a 10-point dog, lost by 19 to VCU. It was a weird night in sports. It was a very weird night in basketball. I know that my man CJ's happy. Michigan got a very, very needed win, beating Nebraska 79-68. But if you look right now around college basketball and what is going down, Missouri beating Georgia, just everything that is happening, the way that the play-in games, where teams are going to be, you're going to laugh and you're going to say there's no way on a hump day on the 29th that today could be that crucial. At 14-5, the number don't look that bad, but they're playing Central Florida on the road, Memphis. Sadly, only a 1-point favorite. Sadly, only a 1-point favorite over Central Florida. I'm going to tell you a little secret, folks. I talked about TJ and not JT, and I'm saying Taylor Jenkins. You better know his name. Everybody knows Penny Hardaway. But right now, Taylor Jenkins will be known as the better coach if somehow Memphis falls today. I don't think it's possible. I think Precious. I think Alo. I think Harris. I think everybody on that team comes out and says to each as a man, we are not going to continue to let this happen. We are 3-3. And by the way, I want to remind you something. This team is 3-3 in conference. They got to start winning out, yo. SMU is 5-3. Wichita State's 5-2. Cincinnati 6-2. Tulsa is 6-1, and Houston is 6-1. This team's got work, yo. And it starts tonight against Central Florida, who's 2-5 in conference, 11-8 on the season. They're not all that good. You know that to be the truth. They lost to Wichita State. They beat South Florida 55-54 in an embarrassing performance. Somehow they beat Tulane. Tulane stinks, but they beat them by 19. They lost by Cincinnati by 14, and that's exactly what Memphis should do to them. Go in there and smoke them. SMU, they smacked them by a little easy 7. So tonight, why is Memphis only a 1-point favorite? And by the way, why is most of the money on Central Florida? And when you say to yourself, how do you know? You can go to the Gold Sheet, you can go to Vegas Insider, you can go to MGM Grand, you can go anywhere you want. All types of places. They'll tell you where the money's at. And right now, for some damn reason, I like the fact that that's because I like going with Vegas. That's why they have big, beautiful places. But people are betting on Central Florida, and that does scare the bleep out of me. This Tigers team, I don't think I know they lost by 40 to Tulsa. I know that they blew that game against SMU. I seriously think y'all are going to laugh at me when I say this, but going on the road might be beneficial because you know what it is? It's all of them together, a family, on the road, them against the world. And maybe that's what they need to feel right now. Everybody against them. And maybe they can come together tonight and do what they need to do. And they need to play hella defense. They need to make sure they don't turn the ball over. They need to make those easy shots around the baskets. They need to hit those wide open threes, dadgummit. And they need to have, it's not like small point guards stop trying to do layups at the rims against 7 feet tall men. You know what I'm saying? So let's play real deal Holyfield basketball and let's get back to a real big important W. Grizzlies did it last night. Can the Tigers do it tonight? It is much needed. I hope you know it'll be a much easier day working tomorrow if they do. Now, I've talked about the Grizzlies. I've talked about the big game. Coming up next is Lee Smith to tell me a little bit more about TJ and this Grizzlies team and Ja Morant and where they're going. And then we're going to get Hardwood all up in here because it's so deadgum good. But never forget my good buddy, Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. That's Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. He is the man, the myth, the living legend. And I got to say, I love him. Home, auto, life, business, whatever you need. Check him out. MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
That's the sound of NyQuil Severe hard at work. NyQuil Severe is the best sleep with a cold medicine. No tossing and turning, just rest and recovery. So you're ready to take on tomorrow. For powerful relief of your worst cold and flu symptoms, try NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. It is that time of year where the weather is unpredictable, and given the recent storms, it's a good time to discuss insurance claims. So here's a few things you should know. Always hire a local contractor, because if you have a problem with your roof down the road, you want to be able to find him. Never allow anyone to pressure you into signing a contingency contract. They're used as sales tools, making you feel committed, and the truth is, those contracts are not worth the paper they're written on. Be careful of door-knocking salesmen. Some are reputable, but many are not. They canvass the neighborhood and tell everyone to file a claim, working their percentages and not caring if you file a claim even when they know the likelihood of it being approved is low. Some will even damage your roof hoping to convince the adjuster it's storm damage. That's fraud, and contractors have gone to jail for that. So do your research and know who you're hiring. Five-Ash Roofing, the official roof of the University of Memphis Athletic Department. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
Rebels play here.
Pass to Tyree, pulls for a three. Good! What a bucket! A three in transition. Dunked by Buffin. Oh my goodness! Yes! Schuler fires a three. Good! Devontae Schuler with a dagger.
Catch the action all season long on your exclusive home for the Rebels.
Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for information on breaking news, chances to win prizes, and video of all the shows. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 on social media.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know who I am, Johnny Radio. I'm always hanging with my man Gabe Kuhn. Follow us at Johnny_ and at G_KUHN71. That's at G_Kuhn71 for your good boy Johnny Harden and the man Gabe Kuhn. Now, I'm the Johnny _Radio. He's the G_Kuhn. I think he figured that one out. Now, most important thing that we need to talk about, well, is pretty much everything. We got this huge game that's going down this weekend, so we're going to talk about that. You know, San Francisco, Kansas City. We're going to talk about history. Could Patrick Mahomes be like Dan Marino? I don't know. We're going to find out. But before I also get into other things like, this unbelievable basketball team that is the Grizzlies, who just dropped like a bad habit the number 4 team in the West, the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets. I love Nuggets. The Grizzlies don't. They went, all over the Nuggets' face. It was superstar. It was awesome, and I'm going to talk with Lee about that. But before I talk about that, I want to ask you this. Who was a bigger idiot? 67129 is the text line. Who was a bigger jackwagon? And for me, because I'm a Penny fan, this feels good. Was it Rick Barnes' bumping of Mike Nance, the SEC referee, last night? Because I thought that was cheap. Do you know what I'm talking about even?
He didn't bump him.
Oh, yes, he did.
The ref ran directly into Rick, man. I'm not going to lie. Look,
no,
okay, I will. We'll talk about it.
I just want to compare it because I just want to be able to bring up the second person. Was Rick Barnes bumping into Mike Nance? And by the way, it's being checked by the SEC, the official crew. So there's actually like a real investigation to make sure. Not that I really give a darn. It's more for me about the most petty person I have come into this sport. A guy that I used to think was, I still have respect for him. Don't get me wrong. But he has now become, I think, a clown. And y'all are going to laugh at me possibly when I say this. But just go back and watch last night. The arrogance of this human being to talk to his fans Dude, I'm bringing up the Coach K. Y'all can sit there and, to the Rick Barnes thing. Go ahead. Say what do you want to say about Rick Barnes thing?
I was just showing.
I know,
but
go ahead and say it.
the Coach K thing, he was out of line, and I think he needs to.
No, the Rick Barnes. Go ahead. Rick Barnes was stupid. Kill it.
What?
You were laughing about the Rick Barnes. Kill it.
I was saying, what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying go ahead and kill that. That way you can just move on to the Coach K.
Oh, no, I'm saying the ref walked right into him.
So he walked right
it was
into
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, point is, all I see is one clip, and I know that the SEC has made an official inquiry. There's nothing I can do about that. That's what's now being released. It's also on top of Sports Center, ESPN. So, yes, you can laugh at that. I just wanted to get to the Coach K, and the point is, you can laugh about this too. Anybody who's so arrogant and egotistical to think to themselves that they can stop a basketball game, talk to their fans who are called the Cameron Crazies, who didn't use one 4-letter word, didn't cuss, weren't disrespectful, and then talk to your fans that way, that is called a narcissistic a-hole who obviously thinks he's way more important. Yes, you pay him like he must be bigger than the president, but he's not. He's a damn basketball coach. Can we put things in perspective again? Because our reality in this world has gone so far out. And I brought up the Rick Barnes thing for exactly that reason. I wanted his laughter. I wanted Randall's laughter. Because the fact that the SEC is looking into this is BS. Rick Barnes didn't run into no damn referee last night. I really did this on purpose. Sorry, I hate to do that to you.
I was confused. The ref walked right into him.
But they're opening an investigation.
I know it's absolutely
so
ridiculous.
Is it ridiculous? But
yes.
what are they doing to Coach K today?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Why?
It was the most hardcore get off my lawn because he's been at that school forever, and they think he does have clout. It's not that they think he does.
What doesn't Rick Barnes? He was at Texas. He's at Tennessee. He's Rick damn Barnes.
Duke,
and they're going to open up an investigation.
Coach K, USA basketball.
Over that? Mike Nance, do me a favor, Mike. Shut up and quit running into people and then saying, "Oh, he bumped me." And by the way, the only reason I know your name is Mike Nance is because the fact that there's an investigation being opened into Rick Barnes and y'all bumping into each other. Again, I think it's one of the biggest jokes on planet Earth. I think it's absolutely stupid and idiotic. And the last thing I'm going to say about this before I talk to my good friend Lee Smith, and I am so sorry, Lee, I didn't realize you were there on hold. The Rick Barnes stuff is unequivocally BS. But you know what? There's an investigation being opened into it. A real investigation. What Coach K did, no, you can't have an investigation. But can we come out and call what it is? He's called it a get off my lawn moment. I call it up straight up. You're just a man, I wish I could say it. Like, you think you are so damn important that you can go and talk to your fans who are known as the Cameron Crazies. They didn't say one cuss word because Jeff Capel played for you. He coaches for the other team, yo. Man, I'm glad you didn't wrap up a victory for him, dude. Damn. Anyway, I thought that was the most outlandish thing, and the fact that we're going to now investigate Rick Barnes and we're not going to even talk about Coach K being an a-hole, I think that just proves that this world has completely flipped upside down. It's like it's done lost its mind, just like the Grizzlies have lost their damn mind. Lee Smith, how in the heck has TJ become as big as JT in the city of Memphis?
Just win, baby. Just win.
Just win, baby. Man, you know what? I'm kind of freaked out about this crazy world we're living in right now. Like, the Grizzlies are balling.
Quite a bit has happened since our last conversation.
Dude, there's so much that has happened since our last conversation. I'm literally about to open this thing up, shut the damn door, and just listen to you roll because I know you gotta have a lot on your chest. But since we last talked, I want you to think about it. We have watched on a very easy level this Grizzlies team continue to do things that I never, ever imagined. Dillon Brooks is the real deal Holyfield. We got to stop calling this guy like a piece we're going to move or do something with. This dude puts the ball in the damn hole. When you can put the ball in, I mean, and he puts the ball in the hole like for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has. I'm going to have to issue an apology to Mr. Brooks, sir, because I have said in the past that it seemed like he wasn't a key part of. It just didn't. It's not based on anything. It wasn't based on anything real. But now he's showing that he can be a key part of, if not a cornerstone, but definitely a key part of what the team is trying to build here. Like what we're witnessing with this Grizzlies squad is, kind of this. It's you can put a cliche in there, lightning in a bottle. A wonderful freak chemistry experiment. But what we are witnessing is a very young and very talented team rapidly maturing, like faster within. Like what we're seeing is the internal development of the team.
They're so young and they're so talented right now. Let's just be real. We have got to quit. It's just like when I want to talk to you about this, like Ja is getting almost all the love, and rightfully so, because he is you can see him as a superstar. Dylan's getting a lot of it. Trey J's getting some love. But I really feel like Taylor Jenkins is the unsung hero in this, because if you watch them late in games, their movement, the plays they come out and run out of timeouts, this team feels like they're playing with one damn brain, and that is called coaching.
One of the things that we've talked about how this team is developed so quickly, and then and how it seems to be a surprise. But the more I think about it, John Radio, rewind your brain back to last summer when Coach Taylor Jenkins was coaching the Grizzlies Summer League.
Oh, and I was
Brandon
laughing.
Clark exploded there.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen was on that squad.
Yep.
I can't remember if DeAnthony Melton was or not.
I can't remember.
Ja and Jaren did not play, but
Nope.
they were out there. So the whole team, a huge chunk of the team was there. And I think the fact that they were all there, developing those bonds, developing that chemistry, I think it's probably when it's all said and done, when we're talking about how this team matured so quickly, I think it's the seed of it started last summer.
Interesting. And by the way, I think you're the first person to say that. And in fact, I know you are.
I was
going to say, I know you're the first person. I was
Right.
going to say, you're the first person that I've heard that said that, period. And when I think, and I was sitting here in deep thought, like Jack Handy from back in the day, going, wow, that makes so much sense. And that is maybe how, TJ had so much respect going into the season and trust with these players, because it seems like they trust him. Like if you watch them in the timeouts, they aren't talking or arguing. They are, you know what I mean? They're listening. He is drawing things up. They're doing what he's saying. And that's what I mean by, like, they have one brain out there. The movement is to me, I remember these. I watch a lot of NBA. I see a lot of ISO basketball still today in this pace and space era. It still happens late in the shot clock. That's what they do. Not for the Grizzlies. Last night there was a couple times they'd get, late in the shot clock. There'd be about about 6-7 seconds. You think, uh-oh. And next thing you know, dude's, throwing up a lob dunk, from a backdoor cut. Or, driving and kicking to a wide open three. And I'm like, damn, they are constantly moving. And if this doesn't work, they have another outlet and another outlet. And they are always like, this isn't a team that's sitting around watching Ja or watching Trey J or watching Dylan. They're all moving. And that's why I call them one brain. And I think that's also what makes them so damn dangerous for other teams like the Nuggets or other teams that come in here to play them. They think this is going to be a walk in the park. No, because they have no idea what they're about to deal with.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks it's going to be a walk in the park anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, no, it's a like you said, a very exciting brand of basketball. And again, like you said,
isn't it more fun than even like? Can I ask you this? And this is such a, and then I'm going to shut up. Is it? God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Is this more fun to watch when they're winning than even when? God, I can't. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you want to say.
I'm scared to say it
because
because that's the greatest.
And I'm going to withhold judgment until after a playoff run.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right because I've never felt
We'll
like
see.
that.
We'll see what Memphis feels
But I can
like
tell you
in
one thing:
April,
I've
but
never left a regular season game so hype in my life.
yeah, well, I gotta say though, remember when Rudy hit that shot over LeBron?
Oh, yeah, but that was more of a moment I felt.
Yeah,
This
yeah, but
feels
no,
like
it is
a
exciting.
future.
Again, the team is building momentum, and we didn't get a chance to talk about. I don't know if you saw my piece from last week
Of course I
about
did.
we're approaching the trade deadline, and dealing with the question of Andre Iguodala and whether.
And by
or
the
not,
way, can I
how
ask you
active the
something?
Grizzlies-
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you this since you brought it up, and then I'm going to shut up because there was a great piece. But did you notice after you dropped that piece, he was on like ESPN and kind of did the car wash thing? Did you notice that?
I saw it on a restaurant while I was picking up some food. I never went back and watched the clip though. What did he say?
It tripped me out. It was almost like he read your piece and was defending everything that you said in it. So I don't know. I didn't know if you caught it. That's why I was wondering because, like I said, I caught your article, and the next day I'm sitting here watching Iggy on every single show that I'm like turning on. I'm like, what is going down, man? Did he read Lee's piece?
That's hilarious, man. But yeah, it was. I mean, he's already. I mean, he would be an amazing, I think, addition if the Grizzlies choose to, activate him in any way. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The case for the Grizzlies not to trade Iguodala is they're going to need the cap space. Jay Crowder is a free agent this year. Dylan Brooks, who's only making 1.6 this year. Oh, by the way, we're talking about averaging 20 plus per game now. Go to knockdown shooter, scorer down the end of the game. He's going to be looking for some coin next summer.
Yep.
And so while the usual rebuilding logic is, you get these older guys, they contribute, guys learn, and then they trade them so they get more assets until you get really good. I think Zach Kleiman and the rest of the Grizzlies front office have some serious decisions to make, and I think they'll probably need to keep that cap space in order to be able to keep the team together. Because I do not think they should get rid of Jay Crowder, not at the trade deadline and not this summer. Do not let that man walk.
No, you can't let that. And I didn't even think about it. February 6th is less than 2 weeks away.
February 6th is next Thursday.
Holy cow! Oh my God, we're going to talk about the day. We're talking the day before the trade deadline. Wow, things could be really, 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 really exciting. Your piece on why they shouldn't trade Iggy. I think everything makes exact sense. I understand what you're saying, and I honestly though want to ask you this: what is it with Iggy? Like, what is it with him and the Grizzlies? What is it with him and Zach Kleiman and Taylor Jenkins? What is it with them and their relationship, or is there even a relationship?
In full transparency, I don't have unique insider knowledge relative to that.
Nobody does, do they?
But as far as I understand, I mean, I'm sure the front office talked. I can't imagine, for instance, Tayshaun Prince not being a part of that conversation.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
Right, but I imagine a conversation. I mean, the Grizzlies at this point. Remember, last April they blew up the team completely. Chris Wallace gone, J.B. Bickerstaff gone, and then Mike Conley traded. I mean, they took a stick of dynamite to the whole thing. They wanted to level it, much like I'm looking at a leveled Handy Park out here on Beale Street right now. You want to wipe the whole thing clean and build something completely new. And with that, you wanted to get these young guys the repetitions they need so that they can get better faster. So,
do people, by the way, you just mentioned faster. Do people understand why we're talking about Iggy? Do they understand that because of the way that this thing is sped up, the way this team is sped up, that it has sped everything up, and that's basically like the rebuild is already happening now. You know what I mean?
Right. We're at a point now. It seems like I mean, you didn't. Let's look at New York. I mean, they've been awful for years, right? And so you don't ever know when you do these rebuilds whether or not it's going to work out at all, and if it does work out, whether or not it's going to work out quickly, and which is what makes this thing all that much more magical because it does seem to be happening so quickly. And and we really should appreciate it because, you know, I'm not wishing anything on anybody, but a turned ankle here, a hamstring there, it could go sideways again. So, you know, those types of things can change the trajectory of franchises. But the way to look at the Iguodala question is, up until this point, is why.
Does it have a lot to do with Brooks, Crowder, Hill, and Melton? Like you talk about, you know, like you thought we had financial flexibility until you see how much these guys are actually helping. You know what I mean? So it does kind of mess up Iggy, doesn't it?
What do you mean, keeping him or?
What I'm just saying is, like, we thought that you had more, like nobody thought Dylan Brooks was going to be this realistically. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was one person that you thought you would have a little bit of financial flexibility with. Well, nope, you don't have that.
Same thing with D'Anthony Melton. Yeah.
Exactly. Melton is the guy who you weren't thinking about. Now you're like, oh, nope, we need him. So basically what I'm saying is it's like if you want to
keep... quietly, we may be having the same conversation about Josh Jackson before the season is over. So
I hadn't even thought about that. What is he at, 7 mil?
He's not on that sheet, but it's like I want to say he's on the books for like $7 million or something.
Yeah. No. This could. I see exactly what you're saying, and that's why it makes sense. And I have a question for you. Do you think they could convince if they make the playoffs? Could they convince if the trade deadline, which is next Thursday, which is freaking me out, February 6th, will be here before we know it. If they keep Iggy, are they going to be able to convince him to come and join the team?
That's a good question. And again, like we have been saying ever since they traded for him, the Grizzlies are holding all the cards. Like, you know, he doesn't.
He wants to get paid,
right? Craziest thing to say. You don't need him right now. I mean, you would welcome him. You'd love to have him.
He's a vet.
I think he would help you. He might even help you sneak out of a. I'm about to say something really crazy.
Like the first, yeah.
He's the type of player that could somehow give you a puncher's chance in a first-round series with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Puncher's chance.
He would give you a puncher's chance because he's the guy who was the MVP against LeBron. We all know this. I mean, Iggy's a bad man pajama, and just the just the belief, and then the Ja, if he goes crazy, and the way this team, and again, a lot of people talk about Zach Kleiman has set up one heck of a team for Taylor Jenkins to coach, and Taylor Jenkins has not taken the opportunity and not done anything with it. He has run with this junt and turned, Dylan Brooks from a guy that we are like, he could score at Oregon, but, we'll see in the NBA, he's going to be a journeyman. No, dude is a scorer. Melton is coming on as a scorer. Hill's playing. Dude, guys that you didn't expect.
And they're still getting better is the scary thing.
That's what I'm saying. They're all playing better. And then Ja is, by the way, light years where we thought he was going to be. Trey J, who scared the hell out of me in the first week of the season, is now back to Trey J. I don't know how he did. I don't know how he went from that person to the person he's back to being, but that scared me for a minute. There had to be something wrong. And then Brandon
Well, remember,
Clark,
he had sat out the end of last season, so he didn't have that much action, in the
that's
spring.
a good point. I didn't think about
So
that. I
he
forgot
was still
about that.
getting his legs back under him at the beginning of the season, too.
He still scared you, though, at the beginning of the season.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you forget about all of that stuff over 6 months. I get it.
Yes, you do, because now everything is rolling, and they're playing, in all honesty, the way they beat up on Denver last night, I was thinking to myself, there is nobody right now who wants to run on the Grizzlies when they aren't playing at the top of their game, because they could get embarrassed.
True that. And, again, it's fun to have the high scoring, the fast pace. Like, this team is it's everything the Grizzlies fans kind of dreamed of, even as we were loving the Core 4 era, You wanted the elite point guard or the clear-cut elite point guard. Hat tip to Mike Conley. I think he's elite level, but he's not crystal clear elite level like, Ja is.
Nah, he's
and
definitely not.
You wanted to have the stretch four who could make threes, You wanted the Grizzlies to be a three-point threat and to be fast and fun. And for all those years, we wanted that. We didn't get it, but now we got it all at once. So, woo-hoo.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of fun too. By the way, so are we going to do? They are doing a Team LeBron and Team Giannis again, aren't they?
Yes,
that's what I thought.
And I don't know when I think the reserves are going to be announced tonight. It'll be. I know fans are going to be kind of crossing their fingers with the hopes that maybe one number 12 will have his number picked.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, the All-Star reserves, the picks are coming up. It's going to be excited. I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, dude, we still have this real big game, this Sunday, and I am so fired up for it. But man, the college basketball season is about as crazy I've ever seen. Like Penny is by the way, did you think TJ would have a better season than Penny so far?
I'm not. I see your question. I'm not willing to concede that
You're
they're
like,
not right
I
there
ain't
with.
answering that damn thing. Thanks, John.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one. Nice try.
Make sure you go to TSD Memphis. See my good buddy Lee Smith. He writes the best there is. And if you ever have any questions, don't understand about Iggy, go read. It's Grit Grind Grizz. Why the Grizzlies shouldn't trade Andre Iguodala. Check it out. It's by my buddy Lee Smith at TSD Memphis. By the way, Lee, I do have to ask you this before I say goodbye. Who you got in the big game? Is it going to be Patty Mahomes or is it going to be Jimmy the porn star?
I don't know how to answer that. I'm going to say, but I know we only have a few seconds left. I'm going for the team who scores the most points, but I do want to let people know real quick. Here at TSC, we're going to have a special. We're doing a full page on Kobe.
Awesome.
And his time in Memphis. And real quickly, of course, something like that happens. The sports columnists start thinking, "What are you going to write?" And it was just taking too much out of me. And what I ended up doing was I looked back to Kobe's last game in Memphis and reading what I wrote after that. You'll see it again. That's what we're going to show it. We're going to use that one again. But when you see it in the context of everything that's happened, again, Kobe meant a lot to this town because the Lakers were kind of Memphis's town before Memphis had its own NBA team.
They really were, and I didn't bring this up for one reason, and I was going to bring it up or let you bring it up at the end if you wanted to, possibly, because it is such an emotional topic, and I want to ask you before, and I'm going to shut up and let you talk, because I wasn't necessarily ever a Kobe fan, but at least I didn't know I was, if you know what I'm trying to say, in his passing, because I was always a Michael Jordan guy. Like, I did not realize it was going to hit me so hard because of the respect I had watching the young man grow up, who he became, the father that he was. It hit me a lot harder than I ever expected. Like, you know what I mean? And again, Kobe was never my favorite player, but he was one of those people that in my generation or people, we watched him literally go from his high school prom to being a father of these little, his daughters and becoming a great father and a great dad. And the thing that I was going to say, he won that short film. I bawl every time I watch it, I cry. And I don't know if you got to see it, but the young lady for ESPN, she did a little tribute, and it was about Kobe Bryant and her one time meeting him. And I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. It's Elise Duncan, or I think it's Ellie Duncan for ESPN. I feel so bad, but I think it's Ellie Duncan for ESPN. She's one of the hosts. I tweeted it out, and she just talked about how, meeting him, and, she was pregnant at the time, and the way he talked to her and how genuine he was. Again, the humanity of him. I suggest anybody go check out Ellie Duncan and, her tribute to Kobe, because in all honesty, I think that was the best one of them. That's the one that got me. I ain't going to lie to you, though. You ain't going to be able to walk away from that one without shedding a few tears.
For me, I was, when I saw the news flash up about Kobe, that was, certainly a punch in the gut as somebody who has, had the chance to throw some questions at him, after games, and always got a warm and thoughtful response. But the heartbreak is the father of a 13-year-old girl was, of course, learning about Gigi, and then, of course, everybody else on the plane. And, I know we don't have a lot of time, so if all I got left to say on that is it's a harsh, but I would say especially in these times where we seem to be so angry and fighting with each other all the time, but this is a very harsh but necessary reminder that time is precious, that there's no time to waste, and you can't assume that you're going to get to see the people that you love and care about again, so you better love on them while they're in front of you.
Man, I don't think I could say anything after that any better than was already said. That's Lee Smith, Tri-State Defender. I love you, brother. You be good out there. We'll take a quick break. This is Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
The construction reduction event is on at Wolf Chase Honda. Exciting changes are in the works and inventory must be reduced. Get the best deals right now on all remaining 2019 Hondas while they last. Every new car, every certified, every used car, price to go. Get pre-approved now at wolfchasehonda.com. Wolf Chase Honda is expanding and our prices are dropping. Don't miss these savings. Act now. This huge construction reduction event ends soon.
For the best lineup of quality, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive vehicles, get to Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan. Over 1,000 new certified and pre-owned vehicles in one great location. Catch the savings now during our huge model year-end sales event. Score an amazing deal at Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan and get to the game in style at Germantown Road and Highway 64. Family-owned since 1981.
Hewlett & Dunn, nestled on Old Town Square in Collierville, has 4,000 square feet of the largest boot selection in 200 miles. International boot legends Luke Casey, Double H, Red Wing, Ariat, Justin, and Tony Lama. Hewlett & Dunn has rubber hunting boots by Dry Shod and recently has expanded the selection of safety work boots. Filson Hunting Gear, biggest selection in 3 states, and now carrying Duckhead. Western wear, hunting attire, jeans, belts, hats, and more at 111 North Center Street, Collierville on Old Town Square. You need to stop by Hewlett & Dunn? You bet your boots.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you bound to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee yet. The rich man step on my poor head.
Gotta tell all of y'all, like every single one of y'all, the ones that text in, the ones that call, all of y'all that, listen to Sports 56 Happy Hour, Sports 56 Mornings, Middays, to, Wolo and Stats on Sports Time on Sports 56. We all love you. I love the fact that y'all listen. We're trying to tear things up for you. We got my man, Eli Savoy, who's tearing up the big game. He's down in Miami. I just hope he doesn't get caught up like Robert Kraft. How funny would that be? Can I just tell you a little secret? If Eli got caught up like Robert Kraft, I will definitely put him on hardwood. Just so you know, Eli. But I love you and I respect you. And I even might give you, if you need me to send you a little money, heck, I might. But I'm using it on hardwood, okay?
Let's hope this does not happen.
No,
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I think that's probably why they send him instead of me. Think that's why?
Are you telling on yourself in some type of way?
I would never do that.
Are you an Orchid Day Spa type of guy? What's going on here?
I'm the nicest guy. I've never in my life actually spent money on that situation. That's one thing I've never paid for. Now I've paid for gas.
Good for you.
I don't pay for Cokes either because I don't drink them. I don't drink.
You can't do carbonation.
I was going to say, you've seen me try to drink
the White Claw was,
it almost
gosh,
killed me,
I thought
man.
you were about to die,
You thought I was joking, right? I can't drink carbonated drinks for some reason because I'm an idiot. Let's be honest. They make me feel like I'm dying. Like it goes down my throat and I can't breathe. Like, don't ask me why. I don't think you're supposed to breathe when you drink, but anyway, who knows? I can't drink them. I don't know how I got on that sidebar. Oh, yeah, I did, because it's my favorite segment of the day. And it's brought to you by your CBD store. And sometimes it'll make you relax. Sometimes it'll make you chill. But I will tell you one thing. It will make you, whatever you're feeling or whatever's bothering you, it will make all things better again. Your CBD store is the real deal. Holyfield, check them out. 3157 Poplar, 680 North Germantown Parkway. Your CBD. Why do you like CBD? Go and listen to Middays and my man Kyle Turley. He'll explain it all to you. It's really that simple. Or just go in there and talk to him. 3157 Poplar, 680 North Germantown Parkway. Can we go to Hardwood?
This is Access Hardwood.
Now, I made fun, big time fun, of basically college basketball and the hypocrisy and the BS of it. They'll slap Penny down and do all kinds of things to Wiseman, but Bill Self can have a stripper pole. He can have a fight. He can do whatever he wants, but Kansas is just great. No, they're not. They ruined my life in 2008, man, okay? But anyway, certain people get all the love that they want. And again, I bring this up for just one quick second. The simple fact that they are actually looking into the Rick Barnes bumping, and the only reason I know the ref's name, Mike Nance, is because there is an official investigation being opened up.
Here's the question. Who opened up this investigation? I've seen conflicting reports about Mike Nance opening up. I've seen one about Rick Barnes actually initiating it with the SEC because he felt disrespected.
I was told it was opened up by the referees and Mike Nance. At least the report I have read is that the Referees Association reached out.
Either way, are we really going to investigate this? Who cares?
I don't care. Problem. I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you would have seen the little altercation I got into last night, wowzers.
So you saw the video of the Rick Barnes thing, right?
Oh yes, it's a joke.
I mean, did Rick even move? Is my question.
The dude ran into him.
That's what I'm saying.
They were getting their brains, and then he acted like a jerk. He looked at Rick Barnes.
Yeah, he's like, "What the heck, dude?"
He's like, "Dude, I'm running. What are you doing in my way?" Standing here on this earth like a normal human being. I am coaching this thing called basketball.
I don't usually feel bad for Rick Barnes, but in that situation, I kind of did. I was like, what?
I was going to say, this was a hard one. I actually was told I shouldn't bring this up by a friend of mine because they're like, dude, Penny and Barnes. I'm like, dude, this is so perfect, though, to make fun of Coach K. It's like I get to literally show the hypocrisy of college basketball because nobody on any channel that is important, and let's be real, there's ESPN. The only reason I saw this and even knew about it was because of, well, I don't even want to talk about why I knew about it, but I knew about it, okay? Trust me, because I was watching. It's this gambling thing, when you have money on things, you pay attention, I guess. But let me tell you a little secret. when you see a dude act like such a, like if I was one of his, like if I was a student at Duke and the coach talked to me like that, I would have been like, wow.
Come on, though. I got to be honest, though.
Everybody, let's walk out of here.
I got to be honest,
K.
though. Duke is a smart school, and you could tell some of those kids are not used to being yelled
reprimanded.
At. Like, they're
about to cry.
Arms crossed, like some of them have a single tear in their eye. I'm
Dude,
like, calm
Coach
down,
K is
guys.
mad at me.
But what they said was Jeff Capel, sit with us. Jeff Capel, of course, is the head coach for Pittsburgh, who they were playing last night and beat. And Coach K, that is.
Stop the game.
Shut up. Shut up. He's one of us. Well,
Yeah.
that's what they're saying, buddy.
Duh.
I know, and I have to believe this has to do with him being 72 years old and,
Well,
and
can I
not
tell you a little
understanding
secret?
the situation.
I was honestly going to tell you something, and this is probably taking a little too far. I was thinking that his life coach must be Sean Weiss. Sean Weiss is the meth head for the Mighty Ducks.
That's not good. By the way, people, Goldberg in the films, Mighty Ducks, D2.
Oh, Goldberg's going to be in the Mighty Ducks.
It does
D2?
not look like him, man.
Dude, Sean Weiss.
I was sad to see it.
This
I
is
loved
the
those
saddest
movies
thing
as
I've
a
ever
child.
seen. Yeah. Did you see how cute he was as a kid?
Little chubby guy.
He was
played
cute.
goalie, man.
Hey, heck, he can skate better than me.
You've been using the word cute a lot today.
Well, I'm saying, like, for a little kid, he was a cute little kid. You know?
But you have. I mean, this is like you called yourself cute earlier too.
Oh, I am cute. I'm sexy. I'm whatever you want to call me, ladies.
Right. Cute. You've been using cute a lot.
Hey, even the
I have questions.
lose Thirsty
I have
Thursday.
questions, man. Oh. Tomorrow is Thirsty Thursday, though. So you better get ready, dog.
But by the way, I am bringing up this guy, and if y'all are sitting there going, "Who is Sean Weiss?" and I was joking around that he's the life coach. No, seriously, this is not a joke. He was arrested by cops. He broke into, like, a Northern California house and just started, by the way, like, drinking all their booze and, like, kind of made himself, like, at home. Like, yo, I have no idea, and I don't want to know, and I hope you don't really know this, Gabe. I really do hope you don't know the answer to this. But, like, why would you think it was okay to go into a house that doesn't belong to you and then act like it's your home? Like, what drug makes you do that?
I don't know, because Chad Kelly did that too, didn't he?
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
He sure did. Yeah, just reminded you of something.
down.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's up?"
Started raiding the pantry.
I look like Toy Story. Well, at least I can tell you Chad Kelly looked better than my man Sean Weiss. If Sean Weiss walked in my house, I would literally think to myself, they are shooting an episode of, what's that meth show? What was it, Breaking Bad? I'm like, they shooting an episode of Breaking Bad in my house tonight.
Hey, but I got to be honest, man. You know, all jokes aside, heart goes out to the guy. That is a ridiculous fall from being in Mighty Ducks as a childhood actor. I mean, good Lord. And we see it a lot, though, with those childhood actors. I don't know what it is about that business, man. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it was hard. Speaking of hard, this is Hardwood, and this is a hard subject. And speaking of hard, Aaron Hernandez's fiance said if he was gay, I wish he would have told me. Like, that's a hard conversation, I'm sure, to have. And by the way, if you're somebody's fiance, how would you not know if the dude was gay or not? Like, you give him that much leeway? Like, I'm going to tell you a little secret. If he walks in and it's not Mia Khalifa or one of the other famous chicks, there's an issue.
By the way, Mia Khalifa only made $20,000 in her career. Did you know
I know.
that?
I was very upset. Do you not remember? I am still fighting for, I am going to open up I think I should open up a GoFundMe page for all the underpaid.
Well, she's become
workers.
like a celebrity at this point, right?
Well, she did good,
Like,
but I'm talking
kinda?
about the ones who don't become super
So,
celebs. But yeah.
Also, I want to move off that because that's kind of tough to talk about. I got to
Which
be
one?
honest, the Aaron Hernandez thing.
Oh, dude, did you
That's
watch all the show?
Yeah, it's tough to talk about.
Well, can I ask you just one simple question? Do you not think that these sisters might need to like try and work some things out?
Yeah, but it is just a super, super complicated, messed up situation that I pray for everybody involved. I got to be honest.
That's about the only thing you can say is I'm going to pray for everybody involved.
Everybody.
The only person that can fix this is the good Lord right there, because that's the most messed up situation I've ever seen in my world, and it's not fiction. That's what makes it so messed up.
There's a lot of moving parts in that one.
Speaking of something I wish was fiction, we've already had to deal with the tragic death of Kobe Bryant. This was more expected because we've known for a while Chris Dolman's been battling brain cancer. He was drafted in 1995. He was a defensive end. He was the 4th overall selection in the 95 draft. They switched him to defensive end. He was a baller shot caller. And just so you know, he finished with 150.5 total QBR takedown, baby. So take that. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And again, I will always say cancer sucks.
It does. It absolutely does.
It
but
really
I have to
does.
move on to a little AB news, man.
AB? Antonio
It's not Friday.
Brown?
It's not Friday yet, and it's not really. I mean,
Well,
it's
it's hump
Roger
day.
Goodell.
It's
It's
hump day.
NFL.
It's hump day.
Look, Roger Goodell came out today in a presser, and they asked him about Antonio Brown. He said the league is ready, willing, and able to help Antonio Brown get his life back on track. And he said, quote unquote, "We are confident that can happen." And my question here is, why do you think, Roger Goodell, that Antonio Brown is willing to take your help at this point? Because I don't think he much likes you. I mean, just truthfully.
Okay,
and I'm
hold
not
on.
saying, and look, Antonio Brown needs help. He needs to figure this out. But I just can't see that happening. I don't see Antonio Brown being very willing to take help from the organization that he always has fits with and problems.
Well, I will tell you this, though. This is the one thing. Remember when I told you this and we were talking about, there is a difference in crazy and stupid. And we're going to find out if Antonio Brown is crazy or stupid. Because if Antonio Brown is just a damn fool, Antonio Brown going in front of a judge with handcuffs and a bulletproof vest, having to fork over $150,000 just to get out, then wanting to keep him behind bars, the whole situation about him fighting over a moving situation, you know what I mean, is like there's going to be, like, he is ordered to see a shrink. So we are going to find out Antonio Brown, whether he is an idiot or he literally is mentally ill. If he's mentally ill, I'm going to feel bad for him and I'm going to pray that he gets his help. But if he ends up back in the league, then he's just an idiot who acted a damn fool. And then he's like, I need to get $30 million and I can't do it any other way.
We got to slow. The league is not even a worry. We don't need to worry about him being in any football-related activities right now.
Did you not bring up Roger Goodell?
No, I did, but he even said, we're not worried about the football part. We just want to get him mental help because they think he's mentally ill.
Okay, well, anyway, Roger Goodell's the commissioner of the National Football League, and just so you know, he doesn't help Ray Rice. He don't help people that aren't in the league that he doesn't think are.
That's what I'm saying. It was the most ridiculous, bizarre comment, in my opinion, saying, I am confident. You're Roger Goodell. You're saying you're confident you can help Antonio Brown through this hard time.
Yeah, and I'm just confident.
Name one other person you've helped through a hard time. I'll wait.
Roger Goodell. We'll be right back. This is Sports 56 96.1. And, of course, you always get all your good stuff from MemphisFarmers.com. And remember my man Chad Gatlin on 87.7 FM.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Get to Holly Chevrolet in Marion to take advantage of great deals during Holly's 2020 kickoff sale. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on the all-new 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 plus $1,000 bonus earnings. Or get 0% financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Chevy Equinox, plus a $500 cash allowance. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers. And never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at Exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis, and online at hollychevrolet.com.
2020 Chevy Silverado 1500, stock number N4007. 2020 Chevy Equinox LT front-wheel drive, stock number N4074. 0% financing on approved credit. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Must qualify and finance with GM Financial and have a 2005 or newer GM product. Prices do not include tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 2320. See dealer for details.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this magic music, which will inspire the perfect hire to begin clog dancing. Okay, there's no magic music, but skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire and try skills tests for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now. Luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Pull up a seat and grab a drink. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio and Gabe Kuhn as we do Sports 56 Happy Hour. And now you know what that means. It is that time of your day where you're getting ready. Happy Hour's on. Sports Time's coming up. Wolo and Stats are around the corner. Let me tell you a little secret, though. We always talk about what makes you happy. I'm going to tell you another thing that makes you very happy. Looking good. Go down to, like looking good makes you feel good. And if you want to look good, you're going to laugh at me when I say this, but this is the truth. I was told this by the head of the psychology and the psychiatry department over at the University of Memphis. He told me that a woman within the first 15 seconds makes her decision. 15 seconds, buddy. Do you also want to know one of the first things that a woman looks at? Your shoes. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Definitely not what men look at. Now, you go down to the largest boot showroom down at Frontier Western, and I can guarantee you one thing. You'll never make the 15-second mistake. You will be styling and profiling. You will look absolutely gorgeous. 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Frontier Western store. Largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Don't look, buddy. Be like, I don't know, was Buddy Holly dope back in the day? Be just a baller. You know what I'm saying? Head on down to Frontier Western Store. And by the way, shop 24/7, 365 at frontierwesternstore.com. And don't forget, they don't just have shoes. They have the men's department, the kids department, and the ladies' boutique. They got it all. Check them out. Now, speaking of having it all, the Grizzlies lately have had it all. They beat the brakes off of who? They beat the brakes off of Denver. Do you know that Denver, the Nuggets? I love Nuggets, by the way. I'm a big Nuggets fan. They are fourth in the Western. And guess what? Denver went down like it was going down. And now what's going on? Memphis is only a 2.5-point favorite on the Knicks. The Knicks are 13-25. The Memphis Grizzlies are young. They're buck. They're ready to roll. Why are they a 2.5-point favorite? Why is it that 80% of the money is on the Memphis Grizzlies? Because looks like Vegas is going to try and do us the wrong way tonight. I hate to say this, but all you people out there who like to and who won a lot of money on the Grizzlies of late, whatever you do, don't play them tonight. I'm just going to say tonight, watch and root on your Memphis Grizzlies. It's at 6:30. It's on the road. Hopefully they go to Madison Square Garden. You can make fun of me, I hope, tomorrow. But I will tell you, this line is telling me something very scary, just as, why the hell is Memphis only a 1-point favorite over Central Florida? That scared me to death. Am I going to come in here after a double Memphis loser? I sure hope not. I will tell you one thing. Out of all the nights, the Grizzlies, it looks too easy. Do not touch them against the Knicks. If I was going to play on a Memphis team, it would be Memphis because of desperation, and the majority of the money is on Central Florida, and I always like to go whatever is on Vegas because they don't build, nice hotels and stuff because they lose. Now, one other thing I want to mention before I say goodbye. If you are standing on top of a mountain, life is going good. But if you fell down into the bottom of a hole and you're in a valley and you need a rope, 901-406-1101. He will send a rope down. He'll pull you up out that well. He'll dust you off, and guess what? He'll even buy your home. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom, just sold your house. 901-406-1101. Give my buddy Bill a call, and whatever you do, say, go Tigers, go. Get out there, folks. For Gabe. For my money. For my man Randall Sharp up in the house. For me, John, all y'all do me a favor. Get out there and make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include